Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar, Top 10 Trends in Health Insurance 2021 Moving Forward, presented by Aite Group's Health and Life Insurance Practices, which are led by Research Director Michael Trilly. I'm Siobhan Scanlon, and I'll be one of your Aite Group hosts. We'll be starting shortly, but first, just let me take care of a few housekeeping items. The webinar will be recorded, and a link to view the recording on demand will be available to all current Aite Group clients of our health and life insurance practices. We'll be taking questions at the end of the webinar, so please feel free to submit your questions using the questions feature located in the GoToWebinar toolbar to the right of your screen. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's speakers. Our main host and first presenter is Michael Trilly, Research Director of Aite Group's insurance practice, encompassing P&C, life, and healthcare. He specializes in commercial and consumer healthcare payment innovation, spanning providers, payers, and the employer benefits industries. He brings to Aite Group more than 15 years of experience in product management, strategic partnerships, market research, and business strategy in financial services and payments industries. Joining Mike, we have an expert lineup of senior analysts, including Inchi Kaya and Manoj Upredi. So now, without further ado, I'll pass the baton over to Mike. Thank you again for joining us, and enjoy today's webinar.
Thank you, Siobhan, and hello, everyone. And as we always do each year, I want to say thank you for spending a little bit of your day with us today. Certainly excited to talk about our trends. And as we do that, before I get into the team in a little bit different manner, I just wanted to explain, and for those of you who've been with us for a few years, I've been with Aite Group for 9 years, we tried something a little bit different this year, and we've split out the health insurance and payments practice trends from our other trends in terms of P&C and life. So Inji Kaya and myself are going to go ahead and take those trends in the health insurance space. But I'd like to also just reinforce the introduction of Manoj. Manoj joined us last July, and Manoj's coverage in the life insurance space also touches on the voluntary benefits side. So what we decided to do was to incorporate Manoj's thoughts and trends on that piece of business with health insurance, so since it does flow seamlessly into some of our coverage in the benefits administration and employer benefits side. So welcome Manoj to this trends webinar as well. And then the last individual I want to point out, and it's Rodney. And Rodney's not going to be presenting on the panel, but I think it's worth noting Rodney joined us last year as well. And Rodney really focuses on core IT issues, and his coverage spans banking, investment, and securities, and he's going to be part of our insurance practice as well. And Rodney joined us most recently as a CIO at Merchants Bank. So he's really going to bring some coverage to our team here relative to key core IT issues. And on the last slide, when I talk about some upcoming research and some past research, I'll highlight some of those areas to give him a little bit more context. But we're certainly excited to have Rodney join us in 2021. So as we look at the top trends in health insurance, and as you can see, the voluntary benefits space, this is always an exciting time for our team to kind of go back and forth in terms of what we want to cover. So really what you see here are those trends that impact kind of our core focus, which is financial services. And each of the analysts will go through these. So Inji's going to go ahead and take the first two trends for us that are really on the health insurance side. Manoj is going to take trends 3 and 4, which really looks into the voluntary benefit side of the equation. Topic 5 is one of those areas where from a health insurance and a life insurance perspective, we're going to be covering that jointly, but Inji is going to go ahead and take the lead on 5. And then Manoj is going to tackle another area, telehealth, that we're going to look at between life and health, our practices. And then continue on with 7 and 8, and I'll bring us home with 9 and 10. So hopefully that flow will make it interesting, and please, as Siobhan had said at the top, as you kind of come through questions, we're all ready for them. So without further ado, let me kick this off to Inji and we'll get going.